Hey, hello everybody. Sorry, this kind of kicked off abruptly. We have a no logic game between Chexhuman and Arborelia. This is one of the first round series. This is actually their game 2, and we'll be seeing a lot of glitches today because there's no logic and nothing matters. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna try my best to keep up with this while I get another commentator in here, so hang tight. Alright, we've got dual lumberjack checks for Chex and Arborelia. Kind of a rare, I think a lot of people are starting to shy away from lumberjack checks given how few things can be there that actually are required. This is a mode that is supposed to balance the finish times between runners because there's only like 2 or 3 things you actually need for go mode, and everything else is just a matter of getting enough tools to beat the game. Those things are the fire rod and ice rod if Trinex is a crystal, and the weapons you need to kill Ganon. So what we did for this tournament is we put 2 fire rods and 2 ice rods in the pool, making it a lot more likely that you reach go mode before you become too overpowered. And that hopefully will result in more low percentage finishes where people actually have to do glitches to beat the game. So yeah, nothing exciting happened yet. We got the red boomerang, which might be useful later, but not until we get a few other items. Alright, Divergence already. Arborelia's already found one of her 4 rods. Chexhuman's going up the mountain. Mountain play is something people like to do early because you can just clip there. And having that save and quit is really nice. Chex gets rewarded with a sword on the old man. Some people do like to do Kakariko early because there's a lot of checks in it, but other people like to put it off because if you put it off, you can potentially get things like the bottle for Sick Kid or items for Desert, which you can clip to from Kakariko. Chex is picking up this map. Key Sanity is enabled in No Logic Seeds, mostly for our convenience. It's not a difficulty setting, it actually makes it easier. Map of Thieves Town and the powder. Powder is another one of those items that might be really useful later. It might matter a lot, but right now it's just 1 check. We can do Magic Bat. We can heal up on anti-fairies. But later on, it might be useful for certain glitches. Chex is using our favorite land bridge that connects East Death Mountain and West Death Mountain. If you didn't know that was there before, now you do. There's a sign there that tells us what the tournament winners are. That sign is not vanilla. We just put that there in the randomizer. But it's a very common way to get across the mountain. It's also in there in the Dark World, so you can get to East Death Mountain nice and easy. arborelia found the bottle. All right, that's nice to have. Bottles are one of the glitching tools that we like to see. They're very versatile. There's a lot you can do with bottles. One of those things you can do is Chex it and get some money, which lets you buy potions to do glitches with bottles. Chex has found money as well. It's nice to see we won't be too poor in this seed. Arborelia choosing to go through the house. I actually haven't seen this in a while. There's a clip that gets up to Maze Race, but if you're not comfortable with it, you can soft lock. So she is opting to go the way that she knows will not soft lock her. Chex, meanwhile, finds a bow and a small key that we don't care too much about. The bow is really good, though. We like to see a bow.
All right, Malma, I heard you were overcommitted.
Yeah, I am a little overcommitted. Thanks for joining me, Type. This is going to be a really fun race between Chex and Arborelia, and then Chex will actually be joining me on comms for another race in 2 hours. It's nonstop, no logic tonight. We just came off of Zakat versus Flip Heel. Zakat has taken that one, and I think that race is actually still going.
Flip Heel had a tragic mishap not finding Quake, I believe.
I think he also had trouble with the bow. Like, the bow was stopping him from doing. But right now we have Chex going to Houlihan Room. So when you jump off the mountain, you can go to Graveyard Ledge and then drop to Houlihan Room because your camera is just broken enough to do that. It's a very common way to get from Mountain to South Dark World, or South Light World, or to Kakariko, not Kakariko, Sahasra's Closet. But Chex is choosing Sah's Closet.
So if I'm not mistaken, Chex has not been to Kakariko yet?
Nope.
Yeah, so with all the glitches, the world is flat. There are many different ways you can go in the beginning. And with that flexibility, you have people trying to figure out different openings, and Chex is very against going to early Kakariko.
Chex also likes to do this thing where he goes from south to north in Kakariko and then loops back down to Clip to Desert. It seems to work pretty well for him.
Except when he missed the hook shot the other night for an hour on
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, but you could be missing the hook shot somewhere else. Chex is doing one of the newest glitches. This is called swim clipping. You can see why it's called swim clipping. Pretty obvious. Diagonal walls are jank, even in the water. Arborelia also did a glitch that we missed out on, but I'm sure we'll be seeing it from Chex as well.
So Arborelia is trying to get the right side desert without using the small key.
Did she get a mirror? Oh, she has a potion. Okay, so this is our first YBA, or Yuzuharu's Bottle Adventure. This is drinking a potion in a doorway on the same frame you enter it. Takes you places. This is Thieves Town, which is just above that on the big old underworld map. And Arborelia really likes to do these early Desert to Thieves Town plays because it lets you bomb the attic, which can be kind of annoying to walk to if you enter Thieves Town through other means. Chex, meanwhile, found a sword in Waterfall Fairy, already at 2 swords, which is great because we saw sword go mode in the last race that happened. I'm surprised to see him going for Zora, because usually 500 rupees is more valuable than anything Zora can give you. Yeah, Arborelia did not spend a key. She went, actually, because she was in the attic, she could go downstairs, grab the key that's meant for the attic, and then use it for the attic. But she had to do because of the pigs. Alright, here's our South Shore for Chex. Going down to do Mini Moldorm Cave. I think from Mini Moldorm Cave we might see a bomb juke to King's Tomb, but on this health it might not happen, because you do have to bomb yourself a couple times.
We should see an attempt. Anything to stay away from Kakariko longer.
checking Kakariko is the hardest glitch in the game. Big Key of Desert in Thieves Town in Desert State. Which is really funny, because it does give her the Big Key of Desert, but it's not the Big Key of this dungeon. Which would also give her the Big Key of Desert. That means if she death warped here, she could go back and spend it, but I think she wants to maybe take this into the Dark World? Because she'll be still kind of in this weird halfway Light World state where she can be Link and not be a bunny. And check the screen she's on before going back to Light World.
So, Chex doing mini Moldorm Cave with bombs despite having ether. And very much wanting that fairy. And I believe we'll see the bomb juke, especially now that we've got all the bombs for it.
Very well executed. Not even worried. I say a couple hearts, but he did it with one. Chex found an invisible item in King's Tomb. Shoutouts to our tracker, Mad Ewok Herd, who has to track invisible items in this mode. Trackers really are the backbone of this, and No Logic is presenting some unique challenges for them. So always give a little thought to them whenever an invisible chest gets opened.
Yeah, Chex will have some cue based on the sound, and Tam in chat says it was arrows, but by the arrow count.
Yeah, you can do a few things. You can watch your HUD. If you're running auto tracker, that kind of just cheats for you. If you're not running auto tracker, most of the items will make noises or update your HUD, and the ones that don't are a little suspicious, and you might want to quick swap through your items to see what you got.
Oh, is she doing? No,
She's...
I thought we were seeing the tree warp.
No way. Where would she be tree warping? I don't think she's really found anything that's worth duping.
I was just excited for a tree warp.
Oh, you just want to see a tree warp. Maybe Chex has a rule that he doesn't tree warp, but Arborelia actually really likes tree warp, so I don't know. Maybe she'll do it.
Chex has a rule that he doesn't want to corrupt his save file, which he did the other night.
Yes. Which I found out the other day is actually not supposed to happen. It's supposed to check that your save file got corrupted and then delete the save file, which is effectively the same thing. It just makes it easier so we don't have to check. Look for weird flags being set. Big Key of Thieves Town for Chex. Now he has it. Thieves Town Big Key, is that a cave key?
Well, it's GT Pod, Hyrule Castle, and I think Thieves. Yes.
Alright. So there's a few keys in the game that will set... Basically, when you're inside of a cave, it'll check for a big key, but it'll check for like 4 specific ones. And they're kind of arbitrary. So if you get one of those keys and you're in a cave and you clip to a dungeon, you can open big key doors and big key chests in dungeons. I like to see both of them converging in Kakariko from different paths. Arborelia actually going back to desert because she got a big key here and wants to continue her desert path. I love this route where she goes through Thieves Town and then goes back to desert just by transitioning back to the light world. That's really clever.
So she has the big key and a fire source. We can get to land mode the traditional way.
Oh yeah. It's kind of a scary fight. If you miss your rod shots, you end up with a very low percent, probably just bombs fight. I don't think she really has anything else to work with if she runs out.
Yeah, it may get skipped on this trip just for that reason.
Wisely taking a death heal. Or just death warp. I think she's just trying to get out. Yeah, she's out of here. Nothing else to do in desert. We've already gotten everything. Single arrow on the bat. Well, that powder might be useful for other things later. Oh, Burley's gonna go for it. I like to see it. All she has to do is not miss too many times.
It's tricky because she also has to kill the popos. So she's...
Oh.
She is a resource problem here.
I think if I was killing popos, I'd stun them with the boomerang. That's not what she's doing, though.
She could... I believe this is one of Spleeby's clips. She could powder all of them.
Oh, I love that
bomb.
clip. That clip is so good. You can actually do that, and they'll aggro to you, unlike the popos.
Yep.
This is also good, though. She gets 2 of them in one spot. And she should be able to get her magic back from the next room or from this. Nice. I want to see that. Stun prize. Full magic.
Oh, wow.
Did she
Okay.
just know that was a stun prize or did she get bailed out?
If I wouldn't have come in here if I didn't know that, and I would have come in here if I did know that, so I suspect she did know that.
Not only is that the stun prize, but the fairy pack is also dropping from the popos. So even if she didn't stun them, she probably would still get a full magic. Oh, that's where... Wait a minute. Oh, there's a potion here that Arborelia actually hasn't gotten yet. That's nice. So now we have 2 bottles. Arborelia would be getting hers very soon. I bet she's wishing she had that green potion right now.
Uh-oh.
There's still
Ooh,
bombs.
She may be waiting to try to get a double hit here.
Yeah, double hit would be very good. I think she just wants to get any hits right now. She can kill the last one with bombs, if she knows how to do that. I think she plays enough Dorando that she knows how to do weird boss fights.
Oh, yeah, she does. Yeah, so it's 4 bombs apiece, so she just needs to hit all of these.
Oh, does this Lamo have none on it?
I don't know. Could be close. This is not correct the way she's...
Yeah, you want to put your bomb down when you see the Lambo start to bury itself, right?
Yeah, as soon as you see that come up, and then you want to aim for where it's going to be, or where you think it's going to be.
That part's hard. How do you know where it's going?
Well, now she cannot do it.
I
don't
yeah,
think
looks
this
like she had one
hit.
on. She
Oh,
did it.
wow.
She must have had a rod shot on one of them.
No, I see what... There's some frame rate issue where I didn't see that it got hurt. And
Oh,
all that for a
okay. I
pendant.
see what you mean. Yeah, I saw that too. It didn't flicker, but you're right. That's a frame rate issue. And it's a pendant, which is kind of disappointing when you work this hard and use up all your resources. Now she's going to have trouble with bombs in Nagina's cave. She might have to farm the bushes near cave 45. But at least she'll be happy to see... Oh, she doesn't have the book. She doesn't have the swords. She's not going to get this bottle.
Not right now.
Not yet. Maybe never. Who goes back to Bomble's tablet?
Where is that book? Is that in Moldorm Cave, maybe?
Check's been everywhere. He's about to do Quadrant Glitch. Quadrant Glitch, you can use damage to kick yourself... At least in this room, you kick yourself across its transition without, like, really doing it, and then it'll desync you from the middle of the room. I explained that very badly, but he has desynced himself from his tile quadrant thingy-majig so that when he takes the transition next, it doesn't work very well, and he goes to the right side and gets to open chest here. Oh, he gets the tracker-friendly screen scroll. Now we can see what he got.
Yeah, I learned the other day from Taj that you can actually do a deliberate turn back there to see what you get. Only takes a fraction of a second. Okay, so bombing himself. I'm not sure what we're doing if we're staying here. I guess just elsewhere in the overworld. Oh, he can just YBA to land. Oh, no, he's got the fire rod. So he can do... Well, no, he's still got a YBA because of the big key. He does not have the resource issues that Arborelia did.
This is going to be a really, really comfy fight for him. Still a pendant, though. Arborelia now going for the hobo check, which we saw from checks earlier. Sometimes people will do this as their second check in the game, so it's interesting to see this at the 20-minute mark.
I believe Check's already got his nothing here.
Chex doesn't have the big key of Desert because it was in Thieves Town, so he has to do a glitch to get in here. It says a YBA, but with a little extra bit to it. We call it a spin YBA, and it lets you skip an extra tile, basically, when you do the YBA. And it's really useful for getting to boss rooms in particular.
So the underworld is arranged in a giant square in memory, so you can cross dungeon boundaries, all kinds of boundaries, and the sword spin just gives you extra distance, an extra room's worth of travel. And so Aurelia also doing the Tam Swam to, I don't know where she's going with it. Okay. Not going straight to our shard cave, just a little shortcut.
The swim club Chex did, where you go directly into the slope instead of the opposite direction slope, is a little harder. And it's harder to aim so that you can actually exit Ice Rod Cave properly. You have to be a little bit more precise with your positioning. I do the Tam Swam myself, because it's just a little easier. Chex in Hyrule Castle gets the first chest of Agate Tower out of the way. We might not be seeing the second check, because it's kind of hard to get back to here.
I guess he's just going to do escape from here. Nothing too fancy.
I'm surprised to see him in the escape, because he has a Cave State Big Key from Thieves Town, which means that he doesn't necessarily need this castle key, but I guess he just wants the checks, and he's running out of things to do that are appealing.
So Ellie gets one of the swords there in Waterfall Fairy.
So, that was an Ice Rod. Do you think Chex is in Go mode?
Oh boy.
Oh, we gotta have the talk, right? We gotta have the talk. You have two bottles. You got Fire Rod and Ice Rod, and the bow and the Master Sword. First of all, can he even beat Ganon? Maybe. He probably may want to bring a potion to that fight. Oh, he has half magic. He's fine.
Well, we do not know our crystals yet.
Oh, we can't kill Argus. Well, we don't know that Argus is a crystal, right?
Can't kill Argus. Well, we're gonna
Yeah.
need...
One more bottle will do it. With a mirror.
Samari would also do it.
Samari would be nice. He even stole a key from the back of Desert so he can open that door and do glitches in it.
So, Elia making her way up the mountain. I thought for a second she did it wrong.
I just see money show up in what's looking to be a YBA seed.
So with two bottles, oh, we have the bow. So yeah, we could do Armos.
Now we're talking about this hypothetical go mode. I don't actually expect even Chex to start go moding right now, because even if he can, he is likely to get a significant speed boost from most things that he could find. Even if you can do it, like it's a risk reward balance, right? You risk opening extra checks and wasting time, but your reward is you might save 20 minutes not having to dupe Meyer. Or you risk finding nothing, and somebody else decided to go mode it and won the game because of it. And you never know what's going to happen.
Well, Chex is staying... Okay, no, he's just taking a death warp. So I don't think he did Uncle, so I guess that's where we're going, and then probably to Thieves from there.
Yeah, probably to Thieves. So this is the more traditional way to get to Thieves Town. The front door of Thieves Town is at the Uncle Passageway. You can do a YBA there, and it'll take you to the room before the attic. Not the attic, the room before the Blind Maiden cell thingy.
Prison.
Prison, thank you.
So I think Chex will do this with a bomb juke. I wonder what he's going to choose with the bottles.
Oh, I guess he has to, yeah. Doesn't
Don't
get
know
the
what
other... Oh, he has a green. He doesn't get the other potion because he doesn't need it. He drinks
Oh.
this potion, it'll heal him.
Okay.
Nicely done.
Sounds like I am slightly delayed compared to you.
Opening that chest first, people will sometimes skip the maiden cell. I wonder... Yeah, this makes sense. You skip the maiden cell, you come back here. This means that he wants to actually collect the maiden in cave state?
Yep, he has the big key, so might as well do both in one trip.
I don't quite understand what he's doing, actually. I guess you just unlock these doors on the way. Okay. That lets you just go to blind and not have to mess around with unlocking doors. This is not a route I'm super familiar with. I'm usually doing blind in Thieves Town State, so I don't have to walk through twice.
Yeah. Maybe saving a key? I don't know.
Yeah, nice use of the powder to heal.
Well, apparently not saving a key.
I never need keys here. You always have more keys than you need in Thieves Town. You're walking past like 2 chests with keys in them that you can always pick up later if you need them. You never do.
And he's done what he wants in desert, so he's not going there from here.
No, he even has a key there. He has a stolen back of desert key that he can use in the front. If he wants to do swamp shenanigans in that doorway. Have you seen East Death Mountain from Chex?
I don't know off the top of my head. I would think so because that was one of his routes once upon a time. I don't know what he's doing these days.
Okay, yeah, it's nice. The route he took in the sea was a little different from what I'm used to. He used to do like a Zora Death Mountain ascent, where you go to Zora and then climb the mountain.
Yep.
He doesn't do that anymore. I think Purity Wong still does it. I watched back my races. It was fun to see that glitch for the first time in like a year. Checks now with the maiden. Can fight blind, but still cannot collect a Thieves Town crystal or a pendant this way. So he will do a glitch called LSD blind, something that we normally do for show. But for him, it will actually allow him to exit the boss room because it keeps the door open. Then he can continue on his merry way and keep doing checks.
And the glove that Arborelia has that he doesn't is in the front of Thieves Town.
So he will be getting that. Nice light pun from this very bright blind.
That's tragic. Throw away 100 rupee B like that. But we want the potion.
Yeah, not only are we throwing away 100 rupee B, but we are buying the expensive potion. This is like the Whole Foods version of the red potion. I like that blue 300 check spot. I wish it was actually a blue 300. Oh, Aurelia, you could have gotten beams from the fairy and then beamed it. That's okay. Oh yeah, I remember the bow being here now.
So we have some convergence. Ellie is not going to have that bottle that Chex got on Bomba's tablet. Not going to have it for a while.
It's a hard one for her to get back to. She's already done everything here. It's not really until she wants to start glitching around in desert to swamp that she might be in that area. Maybe if she hasn't done Mini Moldorm Cave yet, she might do it with Dan.
Yeah, she has not done Mini Moldorm because that's where the book is.
Right. You'd have to do Mini Moldorm first, which you can do if you've done Ice Red Cave already. She is correcting her camera here so she doesn't get Houlihan when she drops into the back of Escape because she wants to do the back of Escape. And there's Chex getting his glove.
So is it the start menu that corrects the camera?
It's the transition north.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm getting fooled because I'm a little behind.
Right. Are you watching the restream one from
I'm-
Discord?
I'm not. I do not have that link. I was in
Huh.
a weird state trying to get me on comms, so I don't have the contemporaneous restream link. So I'm just watching with the plebs. It's very sad.
Well, I'll do my best to keep up to date with things, and you can provide your commentary on things I missed, because you'll see them later. Alright, Elia going to Mountain. Wonder what her next plan is. She still has, you know, mini Moldrum Cave and all that, but that doesn't look like it's where she's going. She might do... Yeah, okay, maybe she's going up. Not down. Okay, I thought she'd be going down. This could be a pod play. Yeah, it's a pod play. Okay, so when you are in this room, you can click through this diagonal wall here, and it'll take you all the way across the map. You'll actually map wrap yourself in the underworld and go into this sprite despawned version of pod while still in a cave, and now you can open doors all you want because there's no key counter at the top, so it doesn't check, you know, it thinks you have not 0 keys, and it'll just let you spend keys. And then you'll have like 254 keys, and then... So that's why we don't really call out small keys to pod. We don't need them.
I have used them on occasion in other dungeons.
Yeah, they can be useful for, like, swamp, or if you need to dungeon ID swap to dupe the Mire Crystal, you might want 1 pod key for that. Checks going back to the light world via screen transition to get another expensive potion. We have been buying a lot of these expensive red potions.
So one subtlety here of the sprite despawned pod is that one of the sprites that is despawned is the crystal switch. So you need to route a little differently to be able to check everything in one trip.
X is really gearing up on reds.
Yeah, he might be thinking go mode.
I still don't know what his swamp plan is. I think Tam is right. You need swamp to be a pendant. But in the meantime, you can do dungeons, so you might as well. ABCD still applies to no logic.
So no crystal switch, and no hammer for that matter. Ellie is going to have to go backwards here.
Yeah, there's a route you can take through pod where you hover, clip that railing in the arena ledge, but it's one of the hardest hovers in the game. Probably is the hardest hover in the game that's not just stupidly long.
And if you're Todso, you can go backwards and end at that point, and then do a bomb juke into a hookshot cave.
You can. I actually quite like the bomb juke. It's hard, but it does give you Pearl's hookshot cave, which is very powerful. If you can hover, it's even more powerful. I don't usually go there until I have hookshot. And Arborelia plays on keyboard. We will not be seeing any hovering from her. Elia taking advantage of the fact that the falling bridge is also a sprite, so she has no time pressure here. Although she is menu buffering. You do have to menu buffer at least the bomb if you're going to be taking longer than its explosion timer. Castle Tower's small key, which is interesting because she hasn't been there yet, so she can actually get both items, and Chex could only get 1. Maybe there's something good there.
Check's now joining her in pod in the same cave state.
Oh, Chex. Oh no. No, he has a 3rd bottle. He's actually in go mode now. This is terrifying. Oh,
How does the bottle get him Argus?
Oh, you can do 2 YBAs in Desert and then another YBA to Argus. And it's Argus.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's awful. It's terrible. You don't want bottles go mode. Arborelia also found Eastern Palace Big Key in pod, making Eastern free. You have the bow. Oh, the cane. The cane. All right, Chex will get the cane too. Very good. This go mode is actually nice now. It's not terrible.
Yeah, so Chex is probably going to start limiting checks. Limiting the chests he opens. So Elia needs that. He needs an ice rod from somewhere. Chex got his in the first chest in Escape, the map chest. Elia went to hit the switch. It's not there, I think. I think that's what happened.
Yeah. Okay. She got the red potion out. This is a play to Tower of Hera. This is a wrong warp, so what happens is you can change the properties of the pit you're in to, instead of damaging you, it will warp you, and every tile has a warp destination set, no matter what, whether it has pits or not, and whether those pits are supposed to warp you. And she has now fallen to Moldorm's room in the same pod despawned cave state, which means she can open doors but cannot fight Moldorm or do much of anything else. But lacking hookshot, being able to get up to Tower of Hera, you might require something like this to go back here and unlock doors.
So I wonder if Chex is going to do this or going to kill Helmasaur while he's here. I guess as long as you got the cave stake, well, you gotta do, well, you don't know you have to do both. We don't know whether pot is a crystal. Missed the bomb jump. That's not terrible because you can still just go. Oh.
No.
It is.
Yeah. It's fine, I think. I think she can get up. She can at least unlock this door, which is the important thing. She can't get to the room with the items she would have already gotten anyway.
I forgot if she needed the sprites to switch to get to the door.
Yeah, it's hard to remember things like that until you're there and you're like, oh wait, there's a switch here. But luckily, it's checking for the absence of enemies, and the enemies are absent, so the door opens. Eastern showing as a crystal, a red crystal. Which is nice, because it's free. You can just do it NMG. Eastern is one of the harder ones to glitch through if you don't have hook pushing, especially if you're missing the bow. Bow is pretty hard to skip when you don't have hook push.
Chex is not immediately go moding upon picking up that Samaria.
I thought he was going to run past Harmless Elway. Oh, not quite. I like to see both of them ABCDing though. Just clearing dungeons because you're so close to being able to beat the game. I'm imagining Elia still needs something. Maybe needs something? I'm actually not sure. She has the cane. She's probably fine. She has one less bottle, but that's okay. The bottle at this point is just safety, so you can miss a YVA and still be okay. Chex is doing the same thing. They're routing so close to each other. I love to see it. I think Helmasaur is something you do on its own trip. Because you want to have the mirror, it makes it a lot faster. And backtracking to the front is slow to the point where it's almost not any faster than just clipping there again.
Yeah, I haven't played this in quite a while, so I'm not sure about the speeds, but seems like to me you've gotta beat Helmasaur at some point. You might find the Hera key. Or the hookshot, for that matter.
Our tracker, Maddie Walker, asking a very loaded question. What dungeon are they in? Well, Arborelia is in Hera. This is at least straightforward. Chex is not in a dungeon. He's in a cave. And he's about to be in another dungeon cave. He's going to go to Swamp Palace here to open up some more doors. This is like really old school mega routing from Chex. We haven't seen this in the tournament yet.
We don't
Mega routing being like starting in one dungeon and dungeon hopping multiple times to unlock doors. It's fallen out of favor since new tech has been discovered to make that a little bit less valuable. But in the scene like this, where you know you're probably not getting hook pushing, it makes a little bit more sense to do.
Yeah, the hook shot would be what would enable you to go through dungeons more normally. At least, not normally, but in the proper dungeon state.
Yeah, the hookshot enables a glitch that lets you just go through stuff, like go through walls, without requiring door glitches. It's just really convenient. Oh, I love Chex's rupee 7 keys. You know you're mega routing when you see the rupee up there. Alright, Chex could not get the chest there. I think it didn't spawn because of the enemies. It's kind of weird. It's like the door checks for enemies and will open, but the chest won't spawn.
Chex is sort of seems like he's a little overwhelmed by his options and what he might have to do. So he's thinking about, what do I need to do for go mode?
Go moding the whole game is hard, and he has to worry about his funds as well. Like, budgeting his rupees is now a concern. So he is going to pick up more chests along the way, not just to potentially get items that make his go mode cleaner, but also resources, like the money. The sword would also speed him up a lot. I mean, this Master Sword, Silverless Fire Rod fight is just gonna suck. Nobody wants to do it. He's very capable, but you still don't want to do it.
Elia's going to use a Samaria transition corruption to make this a little faster, but she's generally going to go through Eastern pretty normally.
Yeah, a lot of people like to juke that door there just to get this item because getting the item normally is slow. But
So she'll die and we'll go through the dungeon normally from here, I believe.
yeah, she doesn't have any reason to do glitches in here unless she'll do the dungeon first. She might go back in to do some mire diving. You can go to mire here with a YBA. I have not really kept track of the contents of her bottles, but if she has a red or a green, she can go to mire.
And one of the interesting questions here is, what is mire? What is its prize, pendant or crystal? Because if it's a crystal, then that mire medallion would be very nice to find.
Yeah, and you can check that mire medallion by walking out of mire in Eastern State. But if it's not ether, you won't be walking back in. So you might be tempted to walk out and blind check it and gamble that it's ether, or you might be tempted to clear a bunch of stuff out from inside and then backtrack to check it, or just not do that at all. But if it is ether, you're taking advantage of being in that fake Dark World state where you won't be a bunny and you'll be able to open mire. Chex has entered the Dark World for their first time in this entire race. We have a pendant, green pendant at Skull, which we've seen, the red crystal at Turtle Rock, and 2 crystals at Mire and Ice.
Yeah, so one of the priorities is going to be checking that mire medallion. A question in chat here, which we take it for granted because we all know it, but oh wow. There is the hookshot in Eastern. That might be go mode for Elia.
That's really good. She can hook push if she knows how to do the index setting with the powder, which I think she might have learned recently. I'm not sure, but I would really like to see that come up.
All right, so hookshot will have many consequences here in a minute, but the question at hand was, why does the color of the potion matter? And it's complicated, but in short, the red potion can do everything you're going to want, with some minor exceptions. There's some places where you want a green or blue, and it's reasons.
Yeah, and for places where you can use a green is cheaper, so people might want that. But if you don't know what you're going to do with your potion yet, you might buy a red because you can use it anywhere. Chex hasn't actually been to Saw's closet, so I think he wanted to go to Skull Woods earlier and saw that it was green pendant and decided not to go. I really hope that Elliot. I saw her in Discord asking how to set index with powder, and seeing that I had 12 hours ago written it in my guide, which I think means that she learned how to do it. So she might actually be hook pushing in the seed, even without the lamp.
So the reason we're discussing this is one of the items that's not technically required but very useful to make hook pushing easier is the lamp, which we have not found yet.
Chex is in a good position to get the hook shot, and I know for sure he will be making full use of that. So expect to see some hook pushes for like the second time in this entire tournament.
Yeah, and once he gets it, he should be comfortably in go mode, pending that Meyer medallion check, which I think he will go almost straight for.
This is so close.
Oh, Chex is doing something else. Oh, no, he's not. Excuse me.
It's death warping.
I forgot you have to wrap to death warp.
He's also frozen on my end. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, he's frozen on mine too.
Chex says his computer tends to crash a lot. I really hope that's not what happened. Okay, good.
Okay, so we're just losing the connection with Chex a little bit here.
I'm losing it for both runners. I think I'm losing it for the whole speed gaming, actually.
Okay, well, things are happening. Elia's working on swamp somehow. Oh, she just hasn't been here yet. She doesn't have the book even. She has not been to South Shore.
That's new for her, yeah. Alright, got the Discord back. The Discord was crashing in its own way while all this was happening, so I was getting frozen and black screens for both runners. But we're back. No, sorry. The bonk was pretty funny. It looked like he was trying to do a hybrid of like the 3-arrow Espeon strat and the traditional strat, and it didn't quite work the way he expected. Chex will do a few chests just for swords, perhaps, and convenient items like the lamp. But otherwise, this is... I'm confident to say he is in go mode now.
Yeah, we should start seeing him skip things, and we should see him check that Meyer medallion very soon. Ellie is going to...
Potion shop?
Mushroom? Yep.
Oh, both, yeah. Might as well turn in the mushroom while you're at the potion shop, getting the thing you actually came here for.
She is probably thinking about go mode.
Yeah, I agree. I think she has... knowing her skill set, she can do everything. I think she might even have more than that, because I think she has learned how to do the hook push with the equipment that she has. It's just a matter of how comfortable she is, given that she just learned it like 2 days ago.
Ellie has been trying to learn no logic with door rando, and sort of outside the scope of what we're doing today, but door rando presents many new challenges aside from simply rearranging things. The door rando code sort of breaks glitches, so hook pushing becomes more valuable because you avoid some of that door rando code.
Hook pushing is so good in door rando. I actually watched somebody play a seed, a door rando seed, where he didn't even go into the overworld, but he started himself with hook pushing and just hook pushed his way through the whole seed. It was pretty incredible.
Are you saying entirely never went to the overworld? You never went out once to check
I'm
the
trying
door
to
ID?
remember if he... I think he never went to the overworld. Maybe he went to like only the screen and didn't take transitions.
Who was that, by the way?
It was Krithel. The madman. I hope he highlighted it.
So Chex is headed to Meyer. It looks like. I wonder if he's going to check the medallion immediately or mess around in Meyer before doing
No,
so.
okay. That's interesting, messing around in Meyer. You can do Vitreous this way. He won't be able to get warped out of the dungeon because he already has the Eastern prize. I would almost want to do this first, but he didn't know that he was going to get the hook shot until he was already like past this point.
Okay, so Elia, meanwhile, is doing a Dark World Bunny Death Mountain Descent, except not Descent. We're going to GT.
Ganon's Tower, which tells me that she is not considering herself to be in full go mode. I almost wonder if it's the lack of like hearts and
I think
offense.
it's the lamp.
You think it's the lamp?
I think she wants the lamp.
The lamp is really good.
Like she can do the hook pushes she wants.
The lamp's really good, but there's only one of them, and there's so many item locations.
Oh no, she doesn't have the ice rod from Escape.
Oh, she's not in go mode. Never mind. She hasn't been to the Escape. That's fair. You need that. I actually cannot kill Trinets. I like that heart that Chex got, so he's not on 1 heart anymore. Like, lost it and then got immediately healed by it.
So Chex is doing Chex here in Meyer. Not going straight for Vitreous.
Yeah, it's not what I expected from him, but cannot blame him.
Go mode can sneak up on you. I wonder if he's doing something else from here.
Oh, Hammer. That's really convenient. So Hammer will give him a free Ice Palace. He doesn't have to worry about glitches in Ice Palace. He has to get in with a glitch, but that's easy. But actually getting to Cold Stare, because it's at the very end of the dungeon, and if you fail, then you have to go all the way through again. Doesn't have to worry about that anymore.
So it seems like he's looking for a speed item, because he is skipping at least the big key chest. I wonder if the speed from the lamp will help Elia enough to make up for the fact that Chex is probably never going to do GT.
Yeah, it depends on what else she finds here, which so far seems to be not a lot. Big key of this dungeon, even worse. Well, she can get a chest now, I guess. I was hoping she'd find something like a sword or another ice rod. Something to put her in go mode at least, so we can have a very close race between them.
Alright, so here we go. Chex is not doing Vitreous on this trip. He wants to check the medallion.
Being here in Link State is valuable. Look at this, it's Ether. That is so good for Chex.
I'm almost surprised he's checking my shed for anything, but he probably would like a sword.
Oh no, Arborelia. He got the lamp! Well, maybe Arborelia will get that too.
So driver's seat for Chex. He can do all the hook pushing he wants. And boy, it'd be weird if he didn't start skipping most of the game now.
This is very, very friendly equipment. Other than the combat, he is in a really good position. The only thing I think that would significantly speed him up right now is the Moon Pearl. That would be nice to have. You would just rejoice when you find it, but you're not going to go out of your way looking for it.
I wonder how we're getting to Vitreous. I'm guessing some kind of hook push.
I expect to see a stuck push. People like to use the stuck push in here. It's pretty convenient. You can do a normal hook push as well, but setting distance without beams is a bit annoying. You have to use some magic for that. Depends on his resources. He does have only 12 arrows, and you want a few of those for Vitreous, but you also consume a lot doing hook pushes. Oh, he's just gonna do vanilla.
Maybe-
Okay, that's fine.
Maybe we're just gonna go straight to it.
Okay, you can do that too. It's a little slower to do this way, but it's also, if you like can do it, you know how long it takes. You might as well just do it. You can try and gamble that the hook push will be faster, but oh no, oh yeah, I'm really having trouble with this room here. I think what you want to do in this room is you want to walk down a little bit, and then that will bait the second fire bar to start moving earlier so that you can just walk around it and not have to worry about iframes or anything like that.
Yeah, there's
Nice.
also a strat where you hook that little block that the second fire bar is on. You skip it entirely.
I like how Chex is so fast in that last room that he had to sandbag himself to not get bunny beamed. Well, this is a somewhat low percent fight for Vitreous, but he has a lot of experience doing these Master Sword fights from low percent categories. So I don't expect him to have too much trouble here, but because it's Vitreous, anything can happen.
He's being very aggressive.
Yeah, but he'll be fine. He knows what he's doing. That lightning went a little farther than I would have liked to see. Alright, alright. Okay, I'm glad he at least knew he didn't have 8 arrows. Good fight, though.
A little disappointed that we didn't see the hammer there.
Yeah, when I saw the arrow count, I realized, oh, look at that, a sword in the midst for Aurelia. That's nice. That's nice to have. It's just so comfortable to have a tempered sword.
Yeah,
The midst,
she's gonna need to find that second ice rod somewhere quick.
she could find the first one. But I don't know. She's gonna start doing dungeons, and the ice rod's there. Oh no, Chex teleported. Teleporting is you can go up or down, and you want to go down on that one. But he was just a little bit too shallow clipping into that pixel, so he got the up teleport instead. Arborelia going for the Samaria transition corruption that puts you in random room. Tape is a good safety item, but the shovel will probably not get checked.
Not sure where Chex is going.
Chex is going to fight Argus, I think.
Ah, right.
He has the benefit of, according to his tracker, he didn't do desert. I thought I saw him do desert. Yeah, he did land mob. Maybe he mirrored out.
Oh, yeah, he saved and quit away from the pendant. He did not collect the pendant.
Okay, this may be the reason he did that. The pendant has this extra property of warping you out of the dungeon when you collect it. And being able to get warped out of the dungeon here will actually warp him to the front of Swamp Palace, because he's going to fight Argus. And when he's in the front of Swamp, he could go through Swamp. Unfortunately, he hasn't killed Skull Woods. Oh, you can't do that, actually. This route won't work, but it's okay. He'll at least get Argus killed. Now, this is a Death Hole. A Death Hole is another transition corruption. Combined with Samaria, it lets you get to Argus and Desert. Yeah, I'm a little sad he's not going to get to hook push to the Skullwoods boss room and collect the crystal, because Mothula is still alive. And the crystal will not actually drop. These poke dashes with the Master Sword are pretty wild.
This is a very difficult way to kill Argus with Master Sword.
Especially coming from the side of the room. Like, nobody practices that in NMG, right? Oh, we got LSD blind on Arborelia's side. So she was here earlier. She got the attic done, giving her a bit of a shortcut to take blind straight here instead of having to go all the way up and down.
So we've collected the desert pendant in swamp after killing Argus.
Chex is going to hook push, and if he tries to hook push to the right, he's going to be disappointed. Okay, he is going left. That's good. I'm not sure what his plan is after because he doesn't have a small key.
He unlocked everything from here.
Oh yeah, he's fine. He's just gonna go through swamp. Awesome.
He did the old mega route.
Right, the mega route. Yeah, he's fine. As long as he can get this hook push. Oh no, oh, he's gonna dupe it here. Wait, this is awesome. He did this on purpose. He purposely went off grid to do that hook push because he knew that he could get the long push to Tower of Hera. Unfortunately, you'd have to blind navigate a little bit, but I think this is something he has practiced. And you get the swamp crystal out of Hera. This is so cool.
Yeah, I've never seen this one before. I have no idea what's going on.
I played around with this a little bit when I was learning that hook push, but it is pixel perfect to actually get, you know, the proper distance instead of just stopping at the wall like you would normally do if you want to keep going through swamp. And then also you have that blind nav stuff. But Chex has found a use for it, and that's awesome.
Yes, it was very useful in getting that pendant that he did not need.
Yeah, and well, you know, he did it quickly. He's going to do Helmasaur now. I think this is our first time seeing Statue Dragon this race. Oh, really is going to check that shovel. It's good. We know it's not the lamp, but it could be the other ice rod. So what Chex has done is he has stored the statue, or he's going to store a statue polling state. With this fun little save equipment you on a screen from the death hole. That's kind of fun. And by pulling an invisible object, you can actually go through certain doors without transitioning. That's, you know, just another kind of juke, a door juke, and that will let him get to Helmasaur.
So for anyone just joining us, the difference here in this race, unfortunately, is that Chex found the ice rod in the first chest in Escape, the map chest. And he also has the lamp out of Mireshed, which gives him more options with hook pushing.
I don't think, outside of that swamp one, we haven't seen a whole lot of hook pushing yet, right?
I don't think we've seen any.
He is almost done with the game, and I don't think he needs hook pushing for any of the dungeons he has left. That's kind of a tease, right? You get all this powerful stuff, but you just have all the equipment you need. You don't need to use it. Oh, he's gonna murder bomb. What? Love it. Okay, murder bomb is kind of like a hook push. You're mis-slotting, so you're putting Ancilla into memory slots they don't belong in, and he can get this bomb to deal damage to Helmasaur every time he uses his hook shot, and Helmasaur will just melt. Something went wrong though, and he lost the murder bomb. I don't know why he doesn't just hammer here. I think he might just be showing off.
Yeah, yes. This is not optimal.
This is I have mis-slotting, and I'm gonna use it. Damn it, kind of play. Oh, this is a little dangerous actually. He can get hit a couple times though. Oh, Helmasaur is being very friendly here. Ellie is in Ice Palace and without the hammer, but that's okay. She has a plan.
I did not see her purchase a blue, but I imagine she did.
Well, you know, she may have gotten a red instead. Reds are more fun.
I forget why I feel like I want a blue for this one.
You'll see.
No, there's a reason.
Yeah, there's a reason.
So what are we doing on Chex's side? I guess we're just...
He's
Why-
going
oh,
to.
yeah, he doesn't
He's
have the
going to
mitts.
ice too. Yeah, he's just taking a different route. He doesn't have the mitts.
Not one of the new fun ways, but good old-fashioned YBA
Uh,
from...
he could have hook pushed here. Jax, come on, you have hook pushing.
we need to bring up the meme. Tries to murder bomb. Basic YBA 2. Or not even.
What a
He screwed
boomer.
it up.
Yeah, he missed, and the other potion he had was blue and it wouldn't work. I don't know if it's the lack of arrows that's stopping him from hook pushing. You don't need them, but they're nice.
Let's see. Might be nice for him if the mirror's on Cold Stare. He could just go get the upgrades. I wonder if he shouldn't just go get them now. But that's not what we're doing.
Elliot about to show us why we buy a blue potion for this glitch. How is her magic situation though? Does she have a? I hope she also has a green or a blue. Hmm.
She might not be thinking of it. She's not going for the... Can't go
I'm
for
gonna
the...
go for the pots. Alright, well, maybe she has a blue. And we're not giving...
She could, there are a couple ways to get double hits on Cold Stare, but that would be quite challenging in this particular state.
Yeah, it's very pink, Cold Stare. Okay, now she goes to her bottle and probably swapping to the... That didn't look correct. I think maybe she didn't have a refill.
Yep.
Could use some Mario Magic refill in that state, come on.
So she saved and quit there.
Yeah. Well... I think she hard reset. But I don't know if that was just to fix VRAM or if she saved progress or not.
No, she definitely saved and quit before the hard reset.
Okay. Oh yeah, she has no magic now, she has to replenish that. I would worry a little bit about her money. She has quite a few dungeons left to do, and some of them will require YBAs if she's not comfortable with the hook pushes.
Interesting that Chex is... Still, I guess a sword would be nice, sword or silvers, but I don't know. I think I might have skipped those.
He's clearing a lot. Just treating himself, you know. The old shopping. What do I get? I get some magic. Maybe a stun prize.
So he skipped the freeze orb, I believe.
Checks. Okay, here's the cane. It's fine. It's not quite Andy Block, but it gets an honorable mention. Vex has a much more straightforward path to Cold Stare, but the fight will be... I don't know. It's Master Sword. I'll be fine, but it'll be maybe a little slower than an optimal Tempered Sword fight would be. Oh, it's a little scary now. Alright, use that extra magic you have to good use. Checks? Okay, I lost track of where he was and thought he was inside Cold Stare. He's fine.
Oh, wow. He almost was inside Cold Stare.
No fear. He could have taken one hit. I think he has blue mail.
Yes, he does.
Elia taking... Okay, this is actually something I like to advocate for when people make big mistakes and no logic seeds. It's to do something else. Just do something else. Don't throw your head at the same glitch over and over again. If you have anything else you can do that instead. Reset your mind. So she is going to continue looking for that ice rod, taking advantage of a fake flute, which is an overworld YBA that lets you get into the dark world as a bunny and turn into Link. Also getting full info on that map check, getting the last pendant from Swamp. She doesn't have to blind pull it like Chex did.
Yeah, she has the last pendant from Desert, so she knows now. And she opened Hype Cave in, but did not go in because once she comes out into the Dark World, she will lose her Link state. So she's going to go on a overworld tour to open things. And there are silvers on Stumpy.
Chex is using his very limited resources to set up an overworld conveyor. It's another miss slot that moves Link in this kind of conveyor-like fashion, and you can get into a clipping state. He is using this to get to Turtle Rock, because in that clipping state, you can also clip as a bunny, which you normally would want to have boots for. And then getting to the back of Laser Bridge, it's tough. It's a little bit tricky to get the clipping state here, but if you can, you don't have to worry about getting Link state for the entrance. He is getting a little bullied here, though, by this Lionel.
I would think you want to get that off screen.
That's tough. He's good. Okay. Oh, you don't have any magic. Just go to Meyer's shed, get your lamp. Okay, the reason Chex wants to... So normally if you just go in here as a bunny, you get stuck in the door and you have to bomb it, and you can't because you're a bunny. But he's in this conveyor state, so he can slide right through the door and death warp in a pit, and now he's Link. Look at that stun prize collection. Let's go. Very, very good. Now we have magic to open Meyer. Hammer was in here. That means that when she goes back to Ice Palace, she can do it without glitches. This is part of the benefit of the just do something else strategy, is not just for a mind reset, but also if you do something else, you might find an item that makes the thing that you found difficult easier.
Yeah, and just strategically, going to ice before, she was full clearing looking for that ice rod. Now it's just one item on Cold Stare. You might as well go elsewhere, hope you get the hammer. And that's what's going to happen.
Chex probably would love to show off stuck pushing in this room, but he has the Cane of Samaria and the big key, and it would be pure showing off if he did that. So he's just going to go to Trinix the normal way. Do a Master Sword fight, which is something he's very practiced at. He likes to do this backdoor Master Sword into hammer strat. Really, really good at it. Whoa. It's a little harder once you get to the ice head because you go a little bit off script. Trinix has a lot of RNG, but he gets it here. Alia about to get her hammer, and has the Meyer big key. So she can just do Viddy, same way Chex did. She will not have the lamp, though. Oh no.
That's sad that we did not get that before coming in here.
Yeah, it's okay though, because she might get Ice Rod here. Chex didn't do this check, right?
Correct. So I guess Arborelia, she's gonna have fake Dark World. Is she gonna have fake World coming out?
Did she die? Or did she just walk in as fake Link?
She walked in as fake Link.
Okay, and she's still in the Dark World. I guess we'll just look at the pots and see if she has pots or skulls. Oh, there's a bottle here. That's cool. I don't know if that helps her. Bottle's not an ice rod.
So, Chex just armed a quadrant glitch, or did a quadrant glitch. So, That's going to combine with this Samaria transition corruption, and he will fall straight into the Aga 2 fight.
Chex is almost done with the game. Using Go mode so early that it's no surprise that this will be a sub 120 finish. He does have to do the Master Sword Silverless fight, so it's going to be a little bit of time before he finishes, but he is on track. Look at this Aga fight too, very nice. Okay, maybe not sub 120 with Master Sword Silverless, but still very fast.
Got to be careful with that jumping out of bounds on Aga 2.
You do, yeah. If you go too far, you'll soft lock. Chex also has to be careful with dying to Ganon because this is a very borrowed link state he's in. If he dies here, he'll be a bunny again and not be able to just drop back in. So he'll have to get back here some other way.
Checking the pyramid ledge for a sword. Surprised we're not going to see Samaria strats here.
I think Chex practiced this fight for low percent all dungeons RMG, and maybe also low percent NMG. So this is the version of the fight he knows best.
Yeah, I have not actually learned the Samaria strats, but I thought they were difficult, and I learned the other day they are not.
People keep saying that. Oh no! He really tried to get another hit in there. Bill? Oh, that was a hook shot. Oh, that was so close. If you ever watch his low percent all dungeons run, his Ganon fight is very, very scary. And yeah, this is kind of bringing me back to that a little bit. He just has to survive. I think this is the last cycle in phase 2. Yeah, he's good. The rest is just get into that rhythm of the Silverless fight. I think Chex doesn't like stress-free and simple. He likes to make us worry a little bit.
What are the consequences if you go too far out of bounds on Aga 2?
You will go into Ice Palace and be in the wall and be very sad.
But is it a save and quit, or is it a hard lock?
It's a save and quit. I guess it's a less bad and no logic because you can just go back here with glitches, but in like a restricted major glitches run, you lose the entire Ganon's tower and have to climb it again. That's a lot of time loss.
A couple more spins. Perhaps 0 from your perspective, Malmo.
0?
You've been spoiling this fight for me. I'm a
Not
couple
that long.
seconds behind you.
It's a Master Sword fight. He's got a few more in him. Elia takes out Vitreous with her hard-earned silver arrows. A much easier fight than the Master Sword.
Elia was, I think, in bunny state there. Cannot check Mire Shed.
She could. She can go back inside of Mire and Death Warp.
Right.
But she didn't. But I think that's fine because she's really looking for the Ice Rod and not the lamp at this point. I think she'll be fine
because she loses anyway.
Yeah, she does. She loses checks, but there's still a game to be played. If she chooses to continue, that would have been nice to have, but I think it's not the end of the world given that she's already done the Dark Mire and has plenty of bottles and cane to get through the seed.
I see more Tam shopping. Elia forfeits there after seeing the finish from Chex.
Chex finished at 119.56. I told you it was sub 120. I told you. I believed.
Never a doubt in your mind.
Never a doubt. I've seen Chex's Master Sword Ganon. He's very good at it. As scary as he made it look, it was still fast. Oh, it's cozy too. I love that we got a fast seed because I've got comms at the top of the hour. There's another race coming up, and Chex will be in it with me in the booth.
And who's playing in that?
Who is playing? That will be Foxlisk versus Tam, game 2. Foxlisk is up a game in this series.
So I think we're seeing if we can get Chex in here.
I'm
GG.
here.
Hi, Chex. I heard you come in.
You're hearing very loud to me.
Yeah.
GG, Chex.
Is it really... Can you guys really not say good game? It's not even extra syllables.
Good game.
There you go.
Good game, Haiku type. Good game.
Yes, thank you. I tried hard.
Appreciate
So,
it.
I don't know if you've been talking in the race room yet, but yeah, looks like you are. Malmo has not found an ice rod yet.
Excuse me, I found the ice rod. I saw it on Chex's stream.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Elia has not found an ice rod yet.
Oh, it was in Hyrule Castle, wasn't it?
I
Yes,
think,
it was.
God.
yeah, it's like once you've not done Hyrule Castle and you have all these dungeons to do, like, are you really gonna go back there? I wouldn't have done it.
Right,
There's
yeah, I mean,
Elia.
I got the big key that I needed without going to Hyrule Castle, so why would I go into Hyrule Castle?
Cave State big keys are a trap. They just keep you out of Hyrule Castle. How did you like that desert big key at Thieves Town? That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was fun. Um,
Would have been nice to use from desert.
yeah, I was enjoying my early route until it turned out that Lanmo was a pendant.
It was a cool route, though. It was cool to see.
Thanks.
I like to see these like weird Mobius loops of Light World and Dark World that end in the same place they started.
Yeah, so we were wondering, maybe both of you, how early would you have been in Go mode if you had gotten that ice rod? So, question for Elia there. Would you have
Yeah.
needed the lamp?
I would have been in Go mode when I saw that Swamp was a pendant.
Oh, right. We forgot about that. We were wondering, how were we going to kill Argus?
Yeah, I mean,
How did you
I
find
had
out?
what I needed for Death Hole. I've done Death Hole once.
She found the map.
Oh, okay.
I was also wondering if you were comfortable with the powder index stuck pushing that you had learned like 2 days ago.
Oh, I haven't learned Powder Index stuck pushing. I learned stuck pushing it all 2 days ago.
Oh, stuck pushing it all. Right. I hadn't added the powder index stuff yet. Okay. Well, if you go back into that guide, I added powder index stuff.
Cool.
You can brush up on it. There is a low,
Congratulations.
there is a lower bracket.
Congratulations. You lost and you have homework.
No, there's more game to play. This is a
Oh,
double
no.
elimination bracket. There's a whole. Everybody gets 4 games minimum, so you have plenty of time to hone your skills.
Huh?
And I
Yeah.
learned powder index setting just before the race, so I was not super comfortable if I had to use the red boom. But that was an option too. Turned out not to be necessary for anything.
So there was a sword behind Ice Armos that you didn't get, Chex. I imagine that's what you were looking for at the end.
Sure, yeah.
Alright, so Chex moves on to face someone.
Yeah, congratulations to Chex. And yeah, that was a fun, fast seed. Except for my missing ice rod.
Yeah, how long did you track how long you were looking for just the ice rod?
Yeah, I don't remember, but yes,
Wouldn't be
it was
surprised
it
if it's
was at the point where I found out about Swamp. I think my plan for Swamp would have been dungeon ID swapping if I had to.
Makes sense. Yeah, I felt pretty comfortable with the go mode around 38 minutes or so, around when I got a third bottle, and maybe it was like before that.
So Chex got a bottle off Bombo's tablet, and Elia got a bottle off out of Meyer Big Key chest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Meyer Big Key. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you for commentating. Thank you to our tracker, and I look forward to seeing the race that's at
Half
11.
hour from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Arborelia will be playing the loser of Zakat versus Flip Heel, and that game just concluded. If you haven't watched it yet, I won't spoil it, even though I did at the beginning of the stream. Chex will be playing Drunk Future Self, who got a bye randomly awarded. So all of the winners of this bracket will be playing other players who got buys and we haven't seen yet. So next week we'll be seeing some new faces. Keep an eye out for that coming up. Other than that, that will be it for this stream. Keep an eye for Speed Gaming 5. This is Speed Gaming 5. The next one will be on Speed Gaming 4. So follow us there.
All right.
So thank you to everybody. Good game to both players, and have a good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
Good games.